Peace and blessings. Welcome to my channel. My name is Taj Utsi and I am a certified financial coach. I'm also the founder of True Financial Coaching, where our mission here is to help you invest in yourself. We do this by educating you, enlightening you, and equipping you with the financial literacy that is needed in order to get off the rat wheel. You may ask, well, what is the rat wheel? Many of us have heard that term, but what exactly is it? Well, the rat wheel is when one is constantly consuming and financing objects that depreciate over time, meaning they go down in value. And they constantly do this, constantly financing cars, constantly financing iPhones and revolving credit cards. So that's what's keeping one on that rat wheel. Now, the wheel is only powered so long as the rat is moving, which means as long as one is continuously financing and buy objects that go down in value, then they will never get off that wheel. They would constantly be on that real wheel of revolving credit, financing objects, cars, phones, things of those natures that depreciate over time for you, but it goes up in value for the bank. And you may ask, well, how can that possibly be? How can something go down in value for me, but up in value for the bank? Easy. Every time you finance something, let's say a car, they say that as soon as you drive the car off the lot, that the value of that car goes down for the consumer, for the financer. All right? And I say financer because there's only one way to buy a car, and that's with cash. Anything outside of that is called financing. It doesn't take 72 months to buy a car. It only takes 1 day to buy a car. So the banks will give you a finance for 72 months. Instead of saying 6 years, they say 72 months because that sounds less gruesome, so it depreciates for you as soon as you sign that lease or that agreement. That's when the car goes down in value instantly. But it goes up in value for the banks because they're earning interest off of the amount that you financed. Okay, and we have to make sure we understand the language because again, people say, well, I bought a car or I bought a house when they have a big fat mortgage, or they have a big fat car payment. Owners don't make payments, right? Owners do not make payments. So when you go to a car lot and you sign that agreement of sales, that is financing when you have a payment. But if I go there with cash and I don't have any payments after I paid cash for that vehicle, now I own that vehicle. The same with a mortgage, same with a house. Many people call themselves homeowners and yet they're making mortgage payments. Homeowners do not make payments. If you are a homeowner, you don't have a mortgage. If you have a mortgage, you are not a homeowner. But this is the program that the banks put out there to make people believe they own things that they don't. And again, I was guilty of that, right? I always knew it was strange when I would fill out applications and they would say, do you rent or do you own? And I'm thinking to myself, I don't own because I'm still making payments, but I just went along with the program, and until my eyes opened and, came across this knowledge of being free from if you ever seen the movie The Matrix, like Neo, he became free. And, that's how I feel. I feel like I'm free from that financial matrix that the world has programmed people to believe things that are not true mathematically. Because again, you cannot be a homeowner if you're making payments, right? homeowners do not make payments. But again, the objects increase in value for the banks, decrease in value for the consumer, which keeps that rat wheel going. It's constantly going until you wake up, until you decide, look, you know what, I'm tired of powering this wheel. I'm ready to get off. And that's what we here at True Financial Coaching can help you to get off that rat wheel by investing in yourself. And I learned that, like I said, during COVID, my understanding came open and I had time to reflect and see like, this is ridiculous. There's no way I can continue working up until I'm 65 years old or however age they tell you can retire, and then enjoy life. This can't be like that. So, like I said in previous videos, I did some research and started going on YouTube, and I came across one by the name of Dave Ramsey, and this video will go over his baby step number 3. We in the previous videos that we made, went over baby step 1 and baby step 2. In this video, we'll be going over baby step 3. And again, just to recap, with baby step 1, this is where you save your $1,000. You create your budget, look at your expenses, and look at things, subscriptions, and other items that you really may not need. You can go without. Try to cut down and trim off the unnecessary spending. And then from there, you create your budget, and then you start saving your $1,000. And that $1,000, again, is just a starter emergency fund, just to prevent you from going back into debt while trying to get out of debt, right? It's like trying to get out of a hole, but yet you're digging yourself a deeper hole. And that's what happens when we constantly use debt. Use debt to get out of a jam, and use debt as an emergency. Use credit cards in case of an emergency. So the question that I ask myself is, why have I been working all these years, right, since I was about 16, 17 years old, but yet I don't even have funds in the bank for an emergency? Why is that? Well, because I was hooked up to the financial matrix. And once I took that proverbial red pill, then I became unhooked from that financial matrix. And now I became enlightened and aware now, and I see things from the financial perspective, mathematically, for what they really are. And this is what we're here to do, to help you see as well, to help you get off that rat wheel and to get out that constant revolving credit. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with using credit, but I'm saying I'm against debt, because credit cards are tools, just like a hammer and a pencil, just a tool, but you don't want to carry any debt. But it begins with the ones changing the mindset. So change your mindset, change your spending habits, create a budget, eliminate things that you really don't need. So in order to get that $1,000, that's baby step 1. And that should normally take about 30 days, to get your $1,000 for your emergency fund. Once you've accumulated that $1,000, then you can move on to baby step 2, which we talked in a previous little video, more detail about getting out of debt, right? And get out of debt by using the debt snowball method. And the debt snowball method is when you list all your debts in order from least to greatest. You attack that first debt, put all the money that you have, the extra money that you have, goes towards that first debt. And while attacking that first debt, you pay all the minimum amounts on the other debts. And these debts, credit cards, student loans, car payments, loans, personal loans, everything except for your mortgage. And that's saved for a later step. And we'll get to that in one of the upcoming videos. But you put all your debts in order except for your mortgage. attack that first debt with a vengeance, and you pay all the minimum amounts on the other debts. Once that first debt is knocked out, take the money that you was putting toward there, plus the minimum payment that you was making on that second debt, smallest debt, attack that till all your debts are knocked out. And again, I lived that. I went through that. I did this. I'm not just telling you something that I haven't done. So I did this and it works. It just requires discipline. It requires intentionality. And one must be focused. And, you know, like I said, you have to have a why. What's your why for wanting to be free? And again, this is financial freedom. You know, a lot of people think that financial freedom is when you have $1 million in the bank. Well, you know, you have millionaires that are in debt, millionaires that file bankruptcy, you know, millionaires that one payment away from being broke. Look at a lot of athletes. You know, these individuals have a lot of money, but they don't have the skills to know how to make the money work for them and to create wealth. You know, so it's more than just the amount of money you make, but it's the mindset, the intentionality of wanting to be free, and it takes discipline. You know, so but baby step 2, again, you get out of debt using the debt snowball strategy. And if things happen while you trying to get out of debt, you may have an unexpected event that occurs in life. You know, you can always go back to emergency fund. You pause your debt snowball. If you need to, you know, use your emergency fund while you're paying off debt. Have your $1,000 emergency fund. Take care of whatever you need to take care of. Pause the emergency fund. Build that $1,000 back up. Once that $1,000 get back up, then you can go back to paying off your debt with the debt snowball. And typically, on average, you know, for studies have shown, those that have implemented this program, these 7 baby steps, step 2 typically takes about 24 months, 2 years, maybe 30 months, 2.5 years. For me, it took about 2 years. It took about 2 years. And like I said in a previous video, including my mortgage, I had about $120,000 in debt. You know, I knocked out almost more than half of that, a little more than half of that. So that took me about 2 years, about 2 years, 2.5 years. So yeah, it seems like a long time, but like I said, it's not, because the 2 years are going to go by anyway, right? The 2 years are going to go by anyway. So why not utilize that 2 years by investing in yourself and getting out of debt? So now, once you have finished baby step 2, once you have eliminated all the debt in your personal debt, besides your mortgage, now you can move on to baby step 3. And now baby step 3 is where Dave Ramsey teaches that now that you're debt free with the exception of your mortgage, you can now start building that emergency fund. You already got the $1,000 to start an emergency fund, but now you want to increase that, you know, and he teaches that you save between 3 to 6 months of expenses. And when they say it's expenses and debt are 2 different things, right? Debt is what you owe, and expense is something that keeps things functioning in your life. For example, utility bills, light bill, water bill, heat, gas, your mortgage payment, right? Groceries, right? Those are expenses, right? So you want to add up all your expenses, and whatever that is, if it's $1,500 a month, times that by 6, right? So 1,500 times 6, $9,000, right? Now, if you want to do more, some people do a year worth of expenses, fine. But the rule of thumb that he says is 3 to 6 months. If you're single, you can lean more towards the 3 months. If you're married, you want to lean more towards the 6 months. And this again gives you a cushion between life and going back into debt, because you don't want to get out of debt and then have a event unexpectedly happens in your life, financially unexpected event that occurs in your life, And now because you don't have your 3 to 6 months emergency fund, now you got to go back into debt in order to take care of that unexpected event. So it's very good to get that, very important to, once you get out of debt, start saving that 3 to 6 months. And it should be easy because now you have no debt except for your mortgage. That's the only debt. So imagine having a life with no debt. Only thing you're making is house payments and things that keep you alive, right? Water, heat, electric, groceries, things of that nature. So you want to make sure that during this time you're saving for that 3 to 6 months. And what I've realized is that when you have this cushion, right, of 3 to 6 months, you might lose a job. You never know, right? You never know. Unexpected event. You might lose a job. But now I have this 3 to 6 months emergency fund where I'm good, right? I lost my job, I'm good. It gives me time to, start putting out resumes and looking for other jobs, but I don't have to worry about my mortgage payment. Why? Because I got this 3 to 6 months of expenses and emergency funds. I don't have to worry about my lights getting cut off. Why? Because I established a foundation. I dug myself out of debt. Now I laid the foundation in case an emergency happens, right? So, or even if I'm tired of the job that I'm at, I'm just tired. I really don't want to be at this place. I don't want to do this job. So I'm tired of this job. So now, look, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to look for another job where I don't have to keep working at a job that I hate because I don't have anything to fall back on and have to take off of a job that I hate to go look for another job. No, but once I get out of debt, once I built my emergency fund, now if I'm tired of doing this job, I can just fall back. You know what? I'm done. I got my emergency fund. I'm gonna start looking for another job. And it typically takes, maybe anywhere from a month to 2 months, maybe 3 months, to get a new job, right? But you have that time where you can just be at ease. It's just like you're now that third little pig, right? You're that third little pig. That third little pig, his house was fortified, whereas the other two, the house was unstable. So now you're that third little pig where your financial house is fortified, where when life hits you, you good. You're in good shape. Why? Because you invested in yourself. And this is what we do here at True Financial. We help you to invest in yourself. So if you are tired of having that rat wheel powering in your life, if you're tired of being on that rat wheel and you're ready to invest in yourself, schedule your consultation at truefincoaching.com. Click on the link in the description box, and don't forget to like this video, leave a comment if you like, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell, and that way you can get more knowledge and that financial literacy in order to get you off that rat wheel and disconnected from that financial matrix. Peace and blessings, and have a nice day.